Today, I want to show you guys exactly how I went from an idea in my head to a production-ready website in the span of an hour using Google AI Studio, Claude Code, and the Astro Development Framework. So let's get into it. So for some background information, about a week and a half ago, James posted a video to his Twitter showcasing how he was using Google AI Studio to design websites. And the results just absolutely blew me away. I played around with Lovable and Replit in the past, and I actually designed a website for my marketing agency on Lovable. However, I've always felt like both Lovable and Replit's websites look very AI made, and they didn't really have the touch of design that an A-tier website should have, especially in today's search economy. And so I wanted to improve that for my marketing agency because I think that in today's online search economy, your website says a lot to the prospect before they even reach out to you, and oftentimes will be the determining factor in whether they reach out to you or not. And I think that the design specifically plays a very large role into that. And so before this, I hadn't actually found an AI tool that made aesthetically pleasing websites that did not look like they were made by AI. But I think that with the help of James's X video and what some of you guys are sharing in the community, I think that we finally cracked how we can vibe code and vibe market the front end design for a website with Google AI Studio, Claude Code, and like I said, the Astro Framework. So step one for me in this process was a brain dump. I had to go to Google AI Studio and I had to essentially tell it everything about my existing website, also about my marketing agency, what we stand for, what our offer is, and give it a rundown of my entire brand. And it's important to note that a lot of thought went into this beforehand using Claude Code and Perplexity Deep Research to craft this brand. This was something that has taken me hours to craft. So there was a lot of thought that went into the design. And then with all this information, I had Claude Code actually help me with this brain dump of giving it all of the information that a designer would need if I were to go have them build me a website. I also gave it some visual inspiration of links of other marketing websites and really just websites in general that I loved the aesthetics of. And Google AI Studio took all of that into context when crafting the website. And then the next part of this was just simply vibes. I refer to this part as rapid prototyping. So it was a lot of back and forth for me with Google AI Studio, basically explaining to it what exactly I wanted my website to look like. But then it gave me renditions. They were really good, but just making small edits and tweaks and changing certain things to try to find that A+ website that I had already envisioned in my mind and just hadn't brought it to life yet. And this probably took me about 20 to 30 minutes of rapid back and forth. I would look at the website and for a minute or two, write out my comments and changes I wanted to see made. And then it would take about a minute and a half to mock up the next design of the website. And then I would just do that on repeat until I found an end result that I was happy with. And then this next step is how you go from an HTML design that you really like to a working Astro website. And it's super important. I originally had just imported my HTML into Claude Code and asked it to convert it to Astro without changing anything aesthetically. However, Claude Code still managed to kind of mess some things up and it didn't look exactly how I wanted it to. It had changed some things minorly, and then interactivity with the website wasn't the exact same. And so I didn't like that. So what I recommend you doing if you were to follow this roadmap is once you have the website design that you like in Google AI Studio, you then need to ask it to keeping the website exactly how it looks and interacts, transfer it over to an astro.dev, a website framework. And it gave me all the files that I could then go and manually copy and paste into Claude Code. But this step allowed the website to look exactly how I wanted it to, and it was in the Astro framework. Like I said, this step is super important, and for me, it allowed the design to look the exact same while ensuring that it is on the Astro framework, which will be really important for site speed and internal SEO. But after that, you guys all know this playbook. I just use the SEO kind of blueprint to expand, build some service pages, some landing pages, and get the website where I wanted it so that it is production ready. So here is how the website turned out for my marketing agency, Takeoff. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it, and a lot of research went into this. Compared to websites I've tried to design with AI in the past, this blows any and all of them out of the water. And I did all of this in under an hour, which is just unreal. But you can see we have it interactive features. I have a modal pop-up for a lead magnet. And then here's just the rest of the landing page. You can see aesthetically, everything's on brand, the footer, everything's exactly kind of how I wanted it specifically for my agency. And then quickly to show you guys one of my service pages for local SEO, you can see it even had some pretty cool design concepts for SEO that kind of lean into the whole search aspect, which I thought was pretty neat. Once again, here's kind of how some of these pages turned out. So overall, very, very happy with how it worked. And if people want to go to book an intro call, they can go to my contact page. I already embedded a cal.com link so they can book a meeting. And then of course I had to redesign the logo so it's on brand with the website. And that was done with none other than Nano Banana. Google AI Studio already had all the context to my brand, and then it spun up this pretty neat design over here, which I love. So that is exactly how, with the help of James's X video and all of you guys in the community, I use Google AI Studio, Claude Code, and Astro to design a website that is aesthetically pleasing for my marketing agency in under an hour. If you guys found this helpful, I'm going to attach this walkthrough right here in the description of this video below. So feel free to download it and use this yourself to build some pretty cool websites. Really excited to see what you guys come up with. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below or just shoot me a message in the school community.